Right now on Apple Valley News Now live at 6, the Walla Walla High School farm is hit by a devastating dog attack after 15 lambs die. The Safeguards officials are planning to heighten security. Plus, a high-tech rescue on the Yakima River near Cle Elum. How deputies located a missing woman who became separated from her group. And the Hanford cleanup gains momentum, but now faces a major threat. Senator Patty Murray fights to save vital funding.
To the Columbia Basin and beyond. And as you can see by the shaky camera, it's been a windy day. How long are these winds going to last? And what does your Mother's Day weekend look like? All the details coming up. The news at 6 starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6 on your side.
Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us here for Apple Valley News Now live at 6. I'm Wendy Redman. Austin is anchoring Good Morning Northwest. As wind gusts continue to pick up across the region, let's begin with a check of your forecast on this first alert weather day. Stacy Lee joins us now. And Stacy, we've already seen wildfires break out and firefighters saying heat had something to do with it. Yeah. Now we're adding those high winds to the mix. So what does everybody need to know? That's right. We're entering into fire season, so we have to be fire wise. But yes, it's been a very blustery day. There is a wind advisory in place till 1 a.m. overnight tonight. But we're going to see those gusty winds right on through Friday. We kind of have a little bit of a lull tomorrow, a little less windy tomorrow, but then the strong winds pick up again on Friday as those systems move through. Now, look at Ellensburg right now, 43-mile-an-hour gust, 28 in Yakima. It's been windy from Yakima to Sunnyside, and the winds are even picking up as we speak tonight here in the Columbia Basin. Let's take a live look in Ellensburg. Hey, we have some ponies down in that rodeo ground, 66 degrees, and their winds are sustained at 29 miles an hour. Now, the good thing is where the rodeo grounds are, they're a little bit protected from the wind, but I'm sure I-90 through Ellensburg is very blustery this afternoon. Temperatures down in the 60s there, 70s in Yakima, 80s into the Columbia Basin. And a reason to smile. We always like to have that. Our friend Dee sent this in. This is a good look at that spring wheat that relies on the rain. Look how green it is. A lot of good wheat going on in Walla Walla. Use the QR code right there on top of your screen. Keep those weather photos coming in. Planning your evening tonight. You're going to be down finally into the 50s and 60s by 10. But the cloud cover is actually cooling us down a little bit quicker than we thought. Another big note this evening is the Walla Walla Balloon Stampede, and that's going to be kicking off this weekend. They might have a little bit of difficulty on Friday with those strong gusty winds. More to come in my first alert full weather forecast. Wendy? Thank you, Stacy. A major funding fight over Hanford cleanup is taking shape tonight. This after a proposed $400 million federal cut is raising concerns about delays and job losses. Senator Patty Murray met with workers in the Tri-Cities today, vowing to push back. Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen was there and has more on what's at stake.
At Hanford, cleanup progress years in the making is finally taking shape, turning dangerous nuclear waste into glass and moving closer to long-term goals. But that momentum could slow if Congress approves a proposed $400 million cut in the president's budget for fiscal year 2027. During a roundtable with workers and labor leaders, Senator Patty Murray warned the cut could mean fewer workers and slower cleanup.
The president just sent his budget this year. It is woefully inadequate. He's talking about cutting $400 million. Not only would that mean layoffs and all of that, but it doesn't save any money. It puts us all behind.
Murray says she's toured the site, seen the progress, and doesn't want it rolled back.
We're turning the corner. We are turning waste into glass. We are starting to do projects that have had to wait, and everybody has their sight in the end. Yeah, this is expensive. Yeah, it's years long, but it is absolutely a critical project.
Workers told her funding instability doesn't just slow the mission, it can set it back.
This is not the time to take our foot off the gas. So any delay in this moment, all it does is put us farther behind.
Others say if skilled workers leave, it's not easy to replace them.
When that workforce starts to break apart, we're not just losing position, right? We're not just losing the worker, we're losing the experience that worker has.
State Senator Nikki Torres, a Republican, also says she opposes the proposed cuts.
I think that we could definitely utilize all funding for the Hanford cleanup and also to continue the creation of those jobs.
Torres says reduced funding could slow progress and push trained workers out of the area.
There's always a concern that skilled labor is gonna drive away, especially when you lose that kind of funding.
Now both sides say they'll be watching the budget process closely, with billions of dollars and the pace of Hanford cleanup on the line. Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
Proponents argue the reduction focuses on critical near-term goals while reducing long-term liabilities. The proposed budget would reduce funding from a record $3.3 billion in 2026 to approximately $2.9 billion for the 2027 fiscal year. West Richland's Lewis and Clark Ranch project is getting the green light after the City Council approved a set of plans. During the meeting last night, the city put the final touches on its sub-area plan and approved the environmental impact statement. The project, which has been in the planning stages for years now, can now enter Phase 1, which would see the building of almost 4,000 homes and new businesses, schools, and parks on more than 700 acres of land. In total, though, the project aims to build 30,000 homes and create thousands more jobs over the next century.
I think the general thought is it may take up to 20 years in order to complete Phase 1. However, there might be strong interest by our residents, by residents, and by businesses to move in there on a much more faster pace.
The city says with the plans now set in stone, it can now accept applications to start building out Phase 1. The Walla Walla High School community is mourning after a dog attack left 15 of the school farm's lambs dead. Apple Valley News Now's Caleb Stipkovitz takes us to the scene and tells us what school officials plan to do next.
Walla Walla High School Principal John Schumacher says he arrived at work Wednesday morning finding a heartbreaking scene.
I mean, these animals aren't just animals, they're part of our school community. We have students out here every day.
I'm told that the dogs jumped the fence to get into the farm in the early morning hours, and when staff came in at 7:30 a.m., they were able to shoo them away, but not after the damage had been done. Principal Schumacher says that after the dogs ran off towards another school, staff found that 5 lambs had been killed and another 12 injured. By midday, the death toll hit 15. The principal says that vets had to put down some of the injured lambs. The 2 dogs have been found and are currently in animal control custody, but it's not clear yet how they got to campus or where in the community they came from. With the high school still in shock, Principal Schumacher says that he's looking at ways to stop an attack from happening again.
We're looking at increased number of security cameras, but again, it's that safety precaution at first. So I know Mr. Foster and our facilities team was on site quickly to repair the fence and are looking at potential options to reinforce the fencing as well.
As a key part of several classes, the school says it hopes to replace the lambs to keep its programs running, but meeting that goal comes with a hefty price tag.
It's roughly going to be about a $3,000 expenditure to replace them. So if there are any community members that are able to help in any way, if they could reach out to me directly, we would greatly appreciate it.
The principal also adds that he is grateful to the community for the help in locating the dogs. Reporting from Walla Walla, Caleb Stipkovitz, Apple Valley News Now.
Walla Walla High School says it's offering counseling to students as a result of the attack. A missing mushroom hunter in Umatilla County has been found safe. This after an intense search in the Umatilla National Forest. Authorities announced this morning the 69-year-old man was located and returned to his family at around 8:30 after becoming separated during a hunt near Mount Emily. According to the Umatilla County Sheriff's Office, Mikey Dean Cerns of Stanfield, Oregon, was first reported missing May 3rd. Search crews used drones, canine units, and air support to cover the steep, heavily wooded terrain. An infrared drone helped deputies rescue a missing river floater and guide crews in for a safe rescue near Cle Elum. Take a look here. Deputies quickly located her late last night along the riverbank. Authorities say the 51-year-old Ellensburg woman became separated from her group on the Yakima River without a life jacket or phone. Officials are urging people to stay together on the water. Kittitas County Fire District 7 is expanding coverage with the opening of a new 24/7 fire station. A big moment there. Station 76, located near Firehouse Road and Bullfrog Road, is now fully staffed, aimed at improving response times across Upper Kittitas County. On Tuesday, crews held a traditional push-in ceremony, welcoming Engine 721 into service, a nod to the early days of firefighting when crews would manually push equipment back into the station. Officials say the new station marks a big step in keeping up with the area's growth and improving public safety. The Benton Franklin Humane Society is inviting the community to a night of glamour, all for a good cause. It's called Wags and Whiskers, Run for the Roses, a Kentucky Derby-themed gala, happening May 9th at Zintel Creek Golf Course. Guests can expect cocktails, music, and both live and silent auctions, with proceeds supporting medical care for animals in need. The Humane Society says the event helps fund care for more than 1,200 animals each year, with tickets available now. This year, our very own Austin Reed will MC the event. Coming up, Yakima celebrates public service and advances practical projects. The council recognition and approvals still ahead. And if you're already experiencing seasonal allergies, Stacy is back as high winds enter the region. Another live look from Ellensburg as we head on into break.
Bath Planet brings life back to your bathroom with expert remodeling, custom designs, fast installation. And right now, save $1,000. Call for a free estimate today. 509-851-0669.
Did you know your choice of toothpaste is as important to gum health as brushing and flossing? Try Crest Gum Detoxify. It penetrates gum pockets to eliminate the trapped plaque that brushing can't reach for healthier gums in just 2 weeks. Try Crest.
A real meal deserves a real dessert, like the DQ $7 meal deal with your choice of all this for just $7. Because a full-size meal without that satisfying sweet treat, that's like chicken strips with no dip, like a burger with no bun, like a sundae with no drizzle. Treat yourself to an honest-to-goodness meal with full-size fries, a drink, and dessert for just $7. And for a limited time, try our new honey sriracha dip. DQ, happy tastes good.
For 50 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, bringing joy and beauty to every occasion. We're more than just a flower shop and have been making moms feel special with beautiful custom arrangements and thoughtful gifts for decades. Let our experienced designers help you with all your floral needs, ensuring every bouquet is as special as the woman it celebrates. Visit us today on Clearwater and Kennewick. We're part of your community and can't wait to help you celebrate life's moments. Shelby's Floral.
Hot Tub. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2026 inventory. Friday through Sunday. Benton County Fairgrounds, Kennewick. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. New 2026 inventory. Deep discounts. All inventory 40 to 80% off. See the revolutionary swim spa in action and save up to 60%. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Worry-free installation. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Benton County Fairgrounds, Kennewick. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
When a migraine strikes and I've taken a Triptan, side effects like dizziness can throw me off. Migraine again. Ubrelvy works differently. It keeps me in rhythm, quickly stopping migraine pain within 2 hours. And some have pain relief that lasts all day, so I can handle whatever the day may throw at me. Don't take if allergic or with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Tell your doctor all medicines you take. Report increased blood pressure or color changes, pain, or numbness in fingers or toes. Get help right away for allergic reactions like trouble breathing, face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, which may occur days after use. Ask your doctor how you can stop migraine attacks and stay in rhythm with Ubrelvy.
Pedals and Payouts continues this May at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. And the money tree is back, blooming all weekend long with over $4,000 in cash and free play. Every Friday and Saturday, the money keeps growing until it's won. Then on Saturday, May 30th, 4 grand prize finalists will try to grow their riches over $10,000 in cash and prizes. May is in full bloom only at Wild Horse Resort and Casino.
Welcome back, everybody. The Yakima City Council took action on several items during last night's meeting. The council did approve an agreement with JUB Engineers for construction management of an overflow parking lot at Yakima Air Terminal using WSDOT and SIED funds. Council members adopted a National Day of Prayer proclamation and approved a resolution updating the city's master fee schedule. They also recognized retiring community outreach specialist John Fannin and heard a presentation on the Affordable Housing Fund. With summer approaching and more drivers hitting the road, the Washington State Patrol is ramping up efforts to crack down on speeding and aggressive driving across the Tri-Cities. Apple Valley News Now's William Albert explains what drivers need to know.
As summer quickly approaches, more drivers are hitting the road. State troopers say they're seeing an increase in speeding and aggressive driving. Law enforcement officials say the combination of warmer weather, busier roads, and major events can lead to more dangerous behavior behind the wheel, which is why the Washington State Patrol is increasing enforcement efforts. One of those tools is the Aggressive Driving Apprehension Team, or ADAT, which is specifically focused on identifying and stopping dangerous drivers.
And these are specially trained troopers that are out proactively looking for aggressive drivers. An aggressive driver is somebody doing 20 or more over the speed limit or driving in a manner that puts other motoring public in danger.
Troopers say one reason the team is effective is because many of their vehicles don't look like traditional patrol cars, making it harder for drivers to spot them.
These vehicles are not marked. They look like a regular civilian car. The license plate is not exempt. There's very minimal markings on the outside that you would that would let the public know that they are actually police vehicles.
As summer events like water follies bring more people into the area, WSP says it will also bring in additional troopers to help manage the traffic and keep roads safe.
So we'll actually bring in additional troopers to help us patrol the roads. Like I said, anytime there's a mass concentration of people, there's going to be more traffic. There's going to be more people likely to drive in an unsafe manner.
Troopers say speeding remains one of their biggest concerns, and in some cases, drivers are reaching extreme speeds that can lead to criminal charges.
The example I can give you recently that was involved a white Audi passenger car. The driver was doing 161 miles an hour. So in that instance, even if you're driving by yourself on the freeway, there's nobody around you, but you're driving at those speeds, you're gonna end up getting stopped and probably going to jail.
Officials say the public is playing a bigger role than ever in helping identify dangerous drivers, thanks to dash cams and cell phone reporting.
Now more than ever, there's a lot of our general public that has access to dash cam videos, and they're recording their commute. Recently, we actually had 2 vehicles coming southbound on 395 over the Blue Bridge. We're not sure if they were racing or it was a road rage incident, but that was filmed, and currently the Washington State Patrol is looking at that.
Troopers say their message is simple: slow down, stay patient, and drive safely, as they continue working to prevent serious and potentially deadly crashes this summer. In Kennewick, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
State Patrol says aggressive driving is completely preventable and urges drivers to give themselves extra time and follow speed limits.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And happy Wednesday. We made it through Cinco de Mayo. Had a windy day so far on your hump day, halfway through that work week, and wind alerts are in place. We have a high wind advisory in a big portion of our region, and we've been seeing the winds all afternoon. Now, it will expire at 1 a.m., but doesn't mean the winds are quite gone. They will definitely be making a return. The gusts have really got going in Ellensburg this evening, and again, we'll see these probably through midnight or so. It's pretty breezy as it has been all day down in the Columbia Basin. Plus, we're keeping a close eye on blowing dust. We have several areas, highways and areas that people travel that are prone to heavy dust and dust storms. Right now in Richland, our Legends Casino Skycam taking a peek outside on the river. You can see it's a little windy, a little overcast. We had a few clouds roll in. Temperatures 81. Remember, we were close to 90 yesterday. Humidity at 35%. And those clouds have enabled the temperatures to drop in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys into the 60s and 70s, and that's going to be going forward. Tonight, temperatures will be very comfortable. Once again, 40s and 50s, so good sleep in temps. Staying dry right on through the weekend and into next week. Ridge of high pressure still strong, still dominant, still sitting there, but that short wave came through today, bringing those clouds, those winds. Tomorrow's kind of a lull between systems. Then we have another one that's going to roll in on Friday. As far as tomorrow goes, look for comfortable 70s in the Kittitas Valley. Winds still breezy there, a little less than today. As we get into the Yakima Valley, much cooler. Look at that, way below 90 degrees, and winds sustained around 13 miles an hour. Columbia Basin, 70s and 80s, and your peak wind gusts around 20 miles an hour tomorrow. And then for the foothills of the Blues, we're staying in the mid 70s. So much cooler, much better. But then we get to Friday, temperatures again staying on that cooling trend, but look at the winds, where we're definitely going to see more wind advisories in our area, and we could see potential blowing dust once again impacting commuters. Definitely impacting our pollen counts as sniffling, sneezing, watering eyes. That's why those pollen counts are staying high right on through Mother's Day. All right, your 7-day planner. We've got our alert days due to winds in the Kittitas Valley, possible blowing dust. Getting into Mother's Day weekend, check it out. It's going to be pretty nice. However, we're talking possible alert days due to wind once again. Here's Yakima having an alert day for Friday. Again, we're having a little break tomorrow. Tomorrow, 80 degrees, going to be pretty nice in Yakima, and 83 degrees with some breezy winds for Mother's Day. Here's your extended forecast in Tri-Cities. Breezy tomorrow, pretty nice at 81. Look for lots of sunshine. Definitely the day, and then get ready for those gusty winds. And a dusty day once again on Friday, heading into the weekend, though, looking good. And those temperatures warm back up to the mid 80s for next week. Here's Hermiston also on an alert day Friday. Breezy winds for Mother's Day, staying in those lower 80s. Pretty nice looking forecast for Hermiston. Walla Walla also looking at some potentially high gusty winds on Friday, with a really nice Mother's Day weekend ahead. So whatever it is Mom likes to do,
yes.
If it's brunch, if it's breakfast in bed, or go out and pick flowers.
Did you read my list?
Do you have a list?
No,
She's got all the
I
things.
don't have a list.
One year we did
those are great.
flower arrangements at a winery. It was so fun.
Oh, that's so fun. Yeah, there are a lot of cool things to get into.
Tons to
help
do.
Celebrate Mom this weekend, so don't forget.
That's right.
All right, well, coming up, a boat speeds toward 2 ferries with no one at the wheel. Pierce County Sheriff's video showing the vessel heading toward disaster.
Why wait for Memorial Day? The savings start now at Walker's Furniture and Mattress. It's the Sit, Sleep, and Relax sale.
Everything you can sit down on, fall asleep on, or recline back in comfort on is on sale. Save store-wide on sofas, sectionals, recliners, bedrooms, dining, and mattresses. And explore our all-new outdoor furniture, perfect for Northwest living.
Plus, special 5-year financing is available with no money down.
Shop early and save big at Walker's, where quality just costs less.
New Mr. Clean Magic Erasers make impossible possible. Just wet and squeeze and effortlessly cut through 100% of dirt, grease, and grime. So this is
100% possible.
They're upgraded and last 2 times longer to tackle more messes. It's not just clean, it's Mr. Clean.
Did you know CancerGuard can help screen for multiple cancers?
Good to know.
CancerGuard helps screen for over 50 cancers, even before symptoms appear.
Wait, what?
It's one simple blood test.
That really is good to know.
CancerGuard, from the makers of Cologuard.
thousands on the new revolutionary swim spa at a one-time sale. Friday through Sunday. Benton County Fairgrounds, Kennewick. Exercise with low impact. Swim the entire year and stay in shape. Teach your kids to swim. Unwind and save thousands. Avoid the expense and maintenance involved with a pool. Swim, exercise, and relax in your new aquatic exercise swim spa. Installation in 1 day only. New 2026 inventory. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Benton County Fairgrounds, Kennewick. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
Just like you, I'm working towards buying my first home. I'm saving for my children's future.
Like you, I want financial tools that make my life easier.
At Hapo, we're more than employees. We're people just like you, and we understand what really matters.
Just like you,
We're planning for our future.
And I care about making a difference.
We're here to help you navigate life's milestones, big and small, because we're just like you. Join us at Hapo today.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
A man arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence in a bizarre boat crash in Washington State. The Pierce County Sheriff's Office released this video. Take a look at your screen right here. This was of the incident from last Friday. It shows a boat speeding toward a ferry, then another with no one at the wheel. Witnesses told police the boat driver was passed out. The boat veers away, narrowly missing the ferries, and then eventually crashes straight onto the rocks. Oh my gosh, there it goes. You see, from that vantage point, it looks really close, doesn't it? Well, the man in the boat ended up in the water. Responding deputies say the 21-year-old they found at the scene smelled like alcohol with bottles of alcohol inside the boat. Oh, it's right. Oh, and there's the crash. I'm glad we hung on to that video so we could see that as well. But apparently they were able to get that man. So heading east now, 2 hikers had to be airlifted out of Yellowstone National Park after a bear attack. It happened on the Mystic Falls Trail near Old Faithful on Monday. Park officials don't know how many or what kind of bears were involved. Yellowstone is home to both grizzly bears and generally more docile black bears. The extent of the hikers' injuries not known. Before this one, the most recent bear attack in the park was last September. Still ahead in our 6:30 half hour, Pasco residents head to City Hall for the final hearing on sex offender housing rules, the changes officials are considering.
How about this? Heads, you go to Northern Quest. Tails, you go to Northern Quest for the $70,000 coin flip frenzy. Just play daily with your Camus Rewards card to rack up entries and earn 4 times entries every Tuesday. Then you could be flipping your way to 35 grand in cash on May 28th. The $70,000 coin flip frenzy. Only at Northern Quest.
You got shortness of breath, chest pains, and a cough. Little things wipe you out, you can't shake it off. It might be long COVID. You got chills, brain fog, depression, fever, can't smell or taste. It be long COVID. One more time.
Why are all these bugs in here? I just cleaned the house. I need a Zevo. I'm plugging in my Zevo 'cause this party's tonight. It's gonna be strong, putting bugs in the past 'cause it traps with blue UV light. I need a
Zevo is 5 times more attractive to flies, working 24/7 to kill 99.9% of bugs trapped, with no odor and no mess.
Hot tub. Hot tub. Hot tub. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2026 inventory. Friday through Sunday. Benton County Fairgrounds, Kennewick. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. New 2026 inventory. Deep discounts. All inventory 40 to 80% off. See the revolutionary swim spa in action and save up to 60%. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Worry-free installation. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Benton County Fairgrounds, Kennewick. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
When enjoying the sun, remember sunscreen wears off. Reapply if you're out longer than 2 hours and after swimming. More about preventing skin cancer at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Skin cancer prevention and screening available at Prosser Memorial Health. Visit prosserhealth.org.
Summer's here. Who's ready for camp in a new Toyota? Nice splash! The scavenger hunt starts now! The call was coming from inside the Tacoma! I even scared myself a little with that one. What was that?
Toyota, let's go places.
For the ones who make life bloom, thank Mom with Living Color from Queensgate Gardens in Richland. Bright hanging baskets, fresh flowers, and garden-ready plants that she'll love. Make her day this Mother's Day. Stop by Queensgate Gardens today.
Are you ready to revolutionize your career in digital advertising? Join Morgan Murphy's dynamic team at Apple Valley News Now, where innovation meets opportunity. At Apple Valley News Now, we're leading the charge in connected television and digital sales, helping local businesses thrive in today's growing and evolving market. If you're passionate about digital solutions and driving revenue growth, we want to hear from you. Check us out now at morganmurphymedia.com/current-openings to begin your journey.
Coming up on Apple Valley News Now Live at 6:30, Franklin County takes control of its own juvenile detention operations. The commissioner's vote that shifts oversight. Plus, the Port of Benton secures nearly $10 million for major rail improvements, safety and growth upgrades coming to the Tri-Cities. Your news at 6:30 starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6:30 on your side.
Thank you so much for staying with us here on the news at 6:30. I'm Wendy Redman. We want to get you straight over to First Alert's Stacy Lee standing by in the Weather Center. Stacy, it has been hot, it has been dry, and man, today the wind's really kicking.
And we've had a few fires around the area. Look at it, looks like I'm on fire right now. But we do have a first alert weather day, mainly due to strong gusty winds, which could increase fire activity and blowing dust. So you have felt those gusty winds. The wind advisory stays in place till about 1 o'clock this morning. Those gusty winds are still around, especially in Ellensburg this evening, and pretty gusty as you get down the Columbia River Gorge from the Dalles towards Pendleton, Walla Walla, and Tri-Cities. Look at the camera shaking. We had a couple of sprinkles fall from these clouds, not really hitting the ground in Yakima, especially with the winds. So humidity at 24%. The winds are sustained there at 18 miles an hour. Temperatures are cooling into the area. Some of us already down in the 60s and 70s, still hanging out in the 80s. And your reason to smile today, brought to you by Lifetime Dental. Look at that. This is our spring wheat out in the Walla Walla area. Beautiful, nice picture. Looks pretty healthy this year. That's thanks to all those April showers. All right, forecast for tomorrow. Those winds are going to still be hanging around, pretty breezy, not quite as bad as they were today, but definitely going to be gusty out there. Mother's Day weekend, let's end on a high note. It's going to be beautiful. We have clear skies in the Tri-Cities, 70s. We'll hit 85 on Mother's Day weekend. So happy Mother's Day to all the moms. I'll talk more about what you can expect wind-wise on Friday coming up in my full weather forecast. Wendy?
Thank you, Stacy. Franklin County is taking the next step in breaking away from its long-standing juvenile detention partnership with Benton County. Commissioners unanimously approved Resolution 2026-17, shifting oversight of juvenile detention services to the county's Department of Corrections after months of planning and legal back and forth over who should be in charge. Under the change, Franklin County will take over administration from Benton County. Officials say the move follows state procedures and should eventually give the county more control over costs and operations.
So currently Benton County is administering juvenile detention services, and that was delegated to them by a tripartite agreement between the courts, Benton County, and our board. And so this agreement would transfer that authority from Benton County to Franklin County's board.
Youth offenders are expected to be transferred to the Martin Hall Juvenile Detention Facility near Medical Lake. Some may be temporarily housed in a separate section of the county jail during the transition. Officials say the change could take effect as soon as June 1. Pasco City leaders held one final public meeting earlier today before possible changes to how certain sex offender housing is sited in the city. The noon meeting at City Hall focused on less restrictive alternative housing and secure community transition facilities, which house people civilly committed as sexually violent predators. City officials say while Pasco can make some changes, state law does not allow them to ban these facilities outright. A number of residents attended today's meeting, both in person and virtually. During the meeting, Apple Valley News Now's Austin Reed asked what the city plans to do differently moving forward compared to how Kennewick handled the LRA situation.
The city of Kennewick didn't stop the LRA in Kennewick. It was the public outcry and the outreach, and then some private entities coming forward and offering to purchase the house back. Those were not actions of the city of Kennewick officials. But to answer your question of what is the city of Pasco going to do, I think we want to put as much in it that we legally can as far as process or restrictions. And one key piece of that will probably be is that it won't be allowed directly by ordinance. It will require a special permit.
Pasco's mayor and city councilman Leo Perales were also in attendance. Perales said, quote, "As an elected official, as soon as I know, the community will know." 3 similar public sessions were held since the end of March, and officials say feedback from all of the sessions will help shape those proposed changes. A paddleboarder was rescued from the Columbia River with help from the Pasco Fire Department and a Good Samaritan. This happened Tuesday afternoon after officials say a paddleboarder was roughly 100 yards away from shore when an anchor they set got stuck, stranding them in the river. A nearby citizen, Dylan Grad, heard about the incident unfolding, and when Pasco firefighters arrived, he gave them a quick ride to the stranded paddleboarder.
A private citizen with a boat offered to help and took one of our crew members out there, and they got the paddleboarder on the boat and assisted in getting the anchor unstuck and brought them back, made sure everything was good and everything was fine.
Officials say since the paddleboarder was wearing a life jacket, the rescue was much safer. Pasco Fire recommends wearing life preservers when going into the water to help keep yourself safe. The Port of Benton is moving forward with major rail upgrades aimed at improving safety and supporting industrial growth in the Tri-Cities. Officials say a $9.5 million federal grant will help fund the work, including replacing thousands of rail ties, rebuilding parts of the Y-track, and upgrading signals. The project is still in the federal approval phase, with design and bidding expected by late 2026, and the port contributing $2.4 million in matching funds.
That project will also span probably 2 years after we start construction, but that's probably one of our largest projects.
Alongside that effort, the port is also working on a separate federal appropriation to extend rail spurs in the North Richland Industrial Park, a move aimed at attracting more industry and improving access for future development. Today is World Maternal Mental Health Day, a time dedicated to talking about the many struggles that millions of women face during pregnancy and the first year postpartum. Mandy Gaither has the red flags to watch out for and how to find help for anyone struggling.
It was more than 30 years ago, but Wendy Davis still feels the pain.
I knew I loved him, but I couldn't feel it.
For a decade after having her first child, Davis says she faced depression and anxiety. She couldn't eat or sleep.
I was so embarrassed, and I didn't tell anybody because depression changes how you think about yourself. So instead of thinking, I need to reach out and let somebody know, I thought, I can't tell anybody.
1 in 5 women face symptoms of mental health disorders during and the first year after pregnancy. That can include feeling flat or numb, not enjoying what you used to, irritability, anxiety, insomnia, not feeling hungry, intrusive, repetitive fears, even suicidal ideation.
What happens to the pregnant postpartum woman is that she doesn't recognize these are symptoms. What happens is she thinks, I shouldn't have done this. I'm not cut out to be a mom.
Davis is now president and CEO of Postpartum Support International, a nonprofit that provides free resources and support for those who have symptoms that she herself struggled through. The help she eventually sought in her own life gave her awareness and the courage to have a second child.
It's important to know you're not alone. It's not your fault, and with help you will be well.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Postpartum Support International also provides assistance to those who've experienced pregnancy and postpartum loss as well. Coming up next on Apple Valley News Now Live at 6:30, the man who created 24-hour news has died. How he revolutionized the industry. And Stacy is tracking multiple conditions that could impact your outdoor plans. She has your full First Alert weather forecast just ahead.
Even on an antidepressant, there are days I feel stuck in my head. Depression symptoms, like lack of interest and negative thoughts, can hold me back. I wanted to break through. I asked about Vraylar. Adding Vraylar to an antidepressant significantly reduces overall depression symptoms better than an antidepressant alone.
Not for elderly with dementia-related psychosis due to increased risk of death or stroke. Report changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts to your doctor. Antidepressants may increase these in those under 25. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may not go away. High blood sugar may lead to coma or death. Weight gain and high cholesterol may occur. Difficulty moving, uncontrolled movements, tremors, feeling like you need to move, nausea, constipation, insomnia, dizziness, increased appetite, and fatigue are common. Side effects may not appear for weeks.
Vraylar, breaking through to relief. Ask about Vraylar.
Go ahead, crank the volume. We got you. USPS has increased daily package processing capacity by 46% in the past 5 years. And with USPS Ground Advantage, your packages stay in our secure network, dock to door, nationwide. For full visibility, near real-time tracking, affordable pricing, for peace of mind. USPS Ground Advantage.
The facts, when packed bunch, they can leak. That's so real. Try new Always Flex Foam. It's made with bunch-resistant foam to help prevent leaks. Up to zero bunching, zero leaking. This is no ordinary pad. Switch to new Always Flex Foam.
Before you try drastic measures, try new Olay Regenerist. Upgraded with triple collagen peptides to strengthen cellular bonds from within. For firmer, lifted, more radiant skin. Only Olay.
And Doug.
That name on your shirt, it means something. Because Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance to save people hundreds. Tommy, stop that. Now let's get out there and play like it.
Again, Doug? Parents need to stay over there.
Sorry, Coach.
No, so get your little buddy.
Limu, no! Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Don't sweat the technique.
When kids start making money, Chase has expert bankers and smart tools to help them manage it.
Wow, now that's a first deposit. Let's get your account open.
Chase, make more of what's yours.
Why suffer through painful heartburn longer than necessary? For effective relief, nothing works faster than Alka-Seltzer. The effervescent formula begins neutralizing acid in seconds to effectively relieve heartburn fast. Try Alka-Seltzer.
Welcome back, everybody. According to a news release from Turner Enterprises, CNN founder Ted Turner died today at the age of 87. Turner launched CNN on June 1st, 1980. It was the first 24-hour all-news network, and it revolutionized the industry. The media pioneer was the force behind other popular channels, including what was dubbed the Superstation, later known as TBS. He would later sell his media empire. Turner was also known as a yachtsman and owned 2 Atlanta sports teams for a time, the Braves and Hawks. A new study says connecting with friends online could make you lonelier. Researchers found adults who have more social media connections to people they've never met report more feelings of loneliness. But here's a twist. Connecting with close friends on social media didn't make them any less lonely. The study didn't look into causation for these correlations, so it's not known if connecting to strangers online actually makes people lonelier or if already lonely people are just more likely to do it. Now to those who may not be lonely, adults living with mom and dad becoming more common these days. A new report from Realtor.com shows there are 4 million multi-generational households in the U.S. That's 4.5% of all households, up slightly from 4.3% in 2019. The cost of housing probably has something to do with it, but a stronger desire to care for aging parents could also be at play.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
Well, we've made it to the middle of the work week. It's been a windy Wednesday. It started this morning and it continues. We have wind alerts in place for a huge portion of our viewing area, set to expire at 1 a.m. Gustiest places, of course, the Kittitas Valley, but it's been pretty windy all the way down the Columbia Gorge this afternoon. And the winds, well, they really haven't let up. The good news is they should start to decrease later this evening. Ellensburg still very gusty. It's been windy in Yakima all the way down the Yakima Valley into the Columbia Basin, out in the Columbia River Gorge. So blowing dust is also a concern when we see these strong gusty winds, especially in dust-prone areas such as Highway 395, I-82, I-84, Highway 240 in those areas. So again, be careful when the winds are blowing. We're taking a live look outside in Kennewick. The windmills have been going all day, making a little bit of electricity. 81 degrees, winds from the northwest at 11 miles an hour, humidity at 35%. Temperature is still pretty mild, but remember a couple days ago, we were hovering right around 90 degrees. So we've cooled off quite a bit with the cloud cover that has rolled in this evening. And I saw even a couple of stray sprinkles, but overall dry, nothing to write home about. Tonight, we're going to be down in the 50s. Comfortable sleeping temps once again. 49 in Yakima, 47 Ellensburg, 53 for Pendleton, 55 in Hermiston. We stay dry going forward into most of next week even, so not seeing any rain in the forecast. There is that marine layer. That's what brought those clouds in today, by the way. Even though that ridge of high pressure holds strong, the coast had a thick marine layer, and that kind of made its way across with those clouds and those cooler temperatures today. Here's what it looks like down into the Kittitas Valley, staying in the 70s tomorrow, a little bit breezy, not quite as bad as today. For the Yakima Valley, we're also looking at some breezy winds. Temps there staying in the lower 80s, 70s and 80s for the Columbia Basin. Umatilla at 80 tomorrow, Connell at 78, 80 in Prosser. Foothills of the Blues, Milton Freewater hitting 78, 75 in Heppner, as well as Pendleton. All right, here's where things get fun again. Tomorrow we have that little bit of a break. Yeah, look at this. We could see gusts potentially as high as 70 miles an hour, especially in mountain gap areas such as Ellensburg. It's going to be very windy, though, all through the Columbia Basin and the Yakima Valley. And those pollen counts are staying high right on through Mother's Day on Sunday. Sniffling, sneezing, makes my eyes water. All right, we've got 75 and windy tomorrow for Ellensburg. We'll see those high winds in those alert days. As you head into Mother's Day weekend, things get nicer as far as sunshine goes, but we could see those winds start to pick up again after Sunday. Yakima looking great. Alert day Friday due to those gusty winds. We'll see breezy winds on Mother's Day, but temperatures staying there comfortable in the lower 80s. Here's what it looks like for Tri-Cities. Again, we have that windy day on Friday. If it wasn't for the winds, we're in a pretty nice weather pattern right now. It's cooled down from that 90, which is uncomfortable for a lot of folks, down to the 70s and the 80s. Here's what it looks like in Hermiston, also hitting the 70s tomorrow through Saturday, and then back into those lower comfortable 80s. Breezy winds on Mother's Day, and Walla Walla also, again, windy. Unfortunately, Walla Walla's got their 50th anniversary balloon stampede, and winds are a no-no. Even if the winds are blowing at 10 miles an hour sustained, they can't fly in those conditions. So hopefully things get okay for tomorrow, and then hopefully on Saturday.
Yeah.
But Friday, I don't think so.
It's looking dicey, huh?
Right. Even blowing the balloons up for the glow,
Yeah.
it's dangerous when we have winds like that. So,
oh my goodness.
Sorry, Walla Walla, but again, maybe Saturday's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I'll keep my fingers crossed that there's, at least some good windows of time where they can get airborne. But
there you go.
I don't know. We'll see. All right. Well, coming up, Princess Catherine takes a major step forward in her recovery, where she's going as her first overseas trip is announced since battling cancer.
Don't sweat the technique.
How much for what?
11.
When kids start making money,
Who's next?
Chase can help them figure out how to manage it with smart tools and guidance from expert bankers.
Wow. Now that's a first deposit. Let's get your account open. Eh? Need some.
That's good for kids and good for parents. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Pedals and Payouts continues this May at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. And the Money Tree is back, blooming all weekend long with over $4,000 in cash and free play. Every Friday and Saturday, the money keeps growing until it's won. Then on Saturday, May 30th, 4 grand prize finalists will try to grow their riches over $10,000 in cash and prizes. May is in full bloom only at Wild Horse Resort and Casino.
Hi, I'm Rowdy with Total Energy Management. For 40 years, we've been keeping the Tri-Cities comfortable with top-notch heating and air conditioning services. We take pride in delivering exceptional service and unbeatable deals. Right now, you could save big with up to $3,200 in utility and cool cash rebates available this spring. At Total Energy Management, we will ensure your house is the perfect temperature year-round. Visit TEMINC.com or call 946-4500 to learn more.
At the Pacific Campus, our medical care for seniors is built with intention. We take time, we listen, we create personalized plans designed for strength, clarity, and longevity. And because your care is inside the PC, wellness isn't separate from your healthcare. It's part of it. Membership isn't required, but many choose it to stay active and connected. Call, text, or stop by. We're always here for you. Your fourth quarter matters. Let's play it strong.
A real meal deserves a real dessert, like the DQ $7 meal deal with your choice of all this for just $7. Because a full-size meal without that satisfying sweet treat, that's like chicken strips with no dip, like a burger with no bun, like a sundae with no drizzle. Treat yourself to an honest-to-goodness meal with full-size fries, a drink, and dessert for just $7. And for a limited time, try our new honey sriracha dip. DQ, happy tastes good.
On board Rocky Mountaineer, your journey through the Canadian Rocky Mountains is like no other. One moment you're surrounded by towering giants. You've never felt so small. The next moment, you've never felt so taken care of. Now that's a journey worth taking. Rocky Mountaineer.
Time for what's trending. Catherine, Princess of Wales, is set for her first official overseas trip since recovering from cancer.
That's right. Kensington Palace says she'll travel to Italy next week for a 2-day solo visit with her Royal Foundation Center for Early Childhood. Kate will be in Reggio Emilia, home of the world-known Reggio Emilia approach. meeting educators, parents, and children to see how it supports early development.
The trip would be her first international visit since 2022 as she continues a gradual return to royal duties.
Good for Kate.
That's some good news that she's going to be able to get out.
Do you follow
and
the royals?
So,
I'm a royal.
only a little bit, but I'm very fascinated. Do you?
I'm very fascinated my whole life, so yes, I do follow.
So yes, so you knew all about that.
Well, I didn't know she was getting back into the public eye, but good for her, so happy about that. All right, NFL star Travis Kelce and pop princess Taylor Swift are keeping their wedding details tightly under wrap.
I've been wondering why we haven't heard much about this in a while, right? Well, on his New Heights podcast, he shares with his brother Jason. Travis Kelce said today he can't wait for the upcoming nuptials. The 36-year-old's comment came after podcast guest Rory McIlroy, that's a hard name to say, mentioned the special day. The golf pro referenced hosting the annual Masters Champions dinner and told Travis he will feel a similar honor on his wedding day.
That's right. McIlroy said it's surreal and amazing to have all the people from your childhood in the same room. Travis grinned and replied, I can't wait. I think it's funny that two sports dudes were talking about a wedding.
Very true. Well, we'll be talking about weather.
That's right, when we come right back.